Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Miller. Everyone knows that the traditional consultants are charging an arm and a leg for basic information on how to improve your practice. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to give away my secrets on how it is I'm being prepaid at $98 to $121 per office visit in my program of care. A little bit about me. I've been in practice since 1980. I'm a two-term past president of the California Chiropractic Association, Alameda County. I took chiropractic to the country of Ukraine and co-founded the Ukraine Chiropractic Association, of which I'm currently vice president. I have a diplomate in spinal trauma, certifications in industrial disability evaluation, hundreds of hours of clinical proficiency and management training, and so on. But here's what's important. In today's economy, I'm doing $3,000 to $5,000 short-term programs of care in which I'm being reimbursed at $98 to $121 per office visit. I don't do decompression, I don't do laser, I don't do any attended physical therapy. I have nothing against them, I just don't do them. My emphasis is on providing chiropractic procedures for corrective care. Now I'm just going to go through my secrets, share my secrets, maybe make some suggestions on things you might want to think about to improve your reimbursement. Let's just get started. Here's a big thing to me. I realize that the main reason a practice does or does not move forward is because of how it's structured internally, how the systems and the procedures are set up. That's much more important than just new patients. Everybody says to me, I just want new patients, I just need more new patients. Here's the truth, and you doctors in practice know this. The ones that have been in practice, newer doctors, trust me. It's how you structure your internal procedures and systems that will dictate everything, new patients included. It's like everything else. A business that has good systems and good procedures internally, more people want to be part of it. A business with poor systems and poor procedures, less people want to be part of it. You build your internal systems properly and your procedures properly, it'll be like a magnet sucking new patients towards you. But you need to focus on your internal structure and your systems, because that is what's going to dictate everything. See, it's like, again, all other businesses. A business with good systems, good procedures, probably producing a good product. Business with poor procedures, poor systems, probably producing not such a good product. So that was a big thing for me. I really focused on my systems and my procedures because I knew that my systems and procedures will make or break my practice. The other thing that was big for me, I found out that if people knew I could help them, they'd come see me. And they just don't know. And so all of my marketing is towards education. Internal and external is towards education. And there's some great techniques for that. Because if people knew you could help them, they'd come see you. Here's another big thing. A specialist is paid the best. A specialist is paid the best. In order to have the best practice in place, you have to be the best doctor you can be. And the best doctor you can be is a specialist. Now, as a chiropractor, you are a specialist. But we need to think like a specialist, act like a specialist, be a specialist. Everything we do should scream out specialist. The way the phone's answered, your intake consultation should scream specialist. Your exam, see, it's a chiropractic examination. When you do your chiropractic examination, the patient in their brain should be saying, wow, I finally found the specialist I was looking for. Now, they don't have to say it out loud, but in their brain that should be going off. Here's the thing about the exam. You win or lose in the exam. Your recommendations and whether or not the patient accepts those has everything to do with the exam. And a lot of doctors don't realize that. The exam is where you win or lose. You've got to hit it over the fence. You've got to do an exam like no other and leave no doubt in that patient's mind that you are the specialist they were looking for. Your x-ray room, it has more to do with the setup. Your setup in the x-ray room should make the patient think to themselves, I hope he accepts or she accepts me because I know she or he'll be able to help me. See, it's the setup. Your first report of findings should just scream specialist. And there's a great way to do a first report in a way that says this. Here's your problem. I can help you. Here's what you need to do to be a patient of mine. See, if you have that approach, then the patients are going to do what? They're going to be drawn towards you. Too many doctors are standing around kind of with their hat in their hand. Gee, I hope that patient becomes my patient. No, that's all wrong. Here's the right attitude. I know what your problem is, and I can help you. Let me talk to you about what you need to do to be a patient in my office. That's the attitude. And with that attitude, the dog wags the tail, not flipped around. So the right attitude, specialist absolutely has to have the right attitude. The procedure after the first ROF is hugely important and a procedure most doctors are not using. And I call it my test procedure. And it's I look at it this way. If I was an oncologist and I just came to you and said, I just have this grave news, you have this tumor and it's progressive and so on, what am I going to do? Start treating you right there? No. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order some more tests and do some more tests to make sure that I know everything that's going on so I can make the exact recommendation for you. Well, as a specialist, I told them what the problem was. Now I'm going to do a different procedure to get specific information more about the functional integrity of their spine so I can make the exact program recommendation. So, and my test procedure is, it separates me from the other doctors. And I have patients come to me just like you docs that are in practice, that have been to 2, 3, 5 other chiropractors. And then they come in and they have this big wow experience. Well, the procedures you do will dictate the impressions that the patient has. My second report of findings is where I share with them my exact recommendations and talk to them about what it means to be a patient in my office. So I have all that set up. I want you to understand what I understood. Here's the thing about a practice that has patients that are paying $30, $40, $50, or $60 per office visit. It's because of three things. It's because of what the doctor is doing. It's because of how the doctor is doing it. And it's because of the value or the low value those patients have. In a practice where patients are paying $80, $90, $100, $120 per office visit prepaid, it's because of three things. It's because of what the doctor is doing. It's because of how the doctor is doing it. And the value or the high value those patients have. See, here's the thing about it. I realized that the intake services are all in everything. See, the value the patient has from your intake services will absolutely dictate the value they have for your recommendation of care for ongoing services. They have to value your intake services in a great big, wow, I found the specialist. And if they don't value it that way, then it's hard to be paid as a specialist. And I've put everything I do on DVD. And I could charge 5 or 7 times more for my DVD set, and I know I could, and I'd be right in there with the pack of what the low-end traditional consultants are charging, and I know that. But here's what I'm doing. I'm nearly giving it away on DVD. Here's why it's so good to have it on DVD. In order to go from where you are to where you want to be, here's the simplest way to bring about change. Find what you want. Observe it over and over, then imitate or duplicate it. Find it, observe it, imitate it. No quicker way to change than that right there. If you do what I do, you should be paid what I'm paid. And you should be paid at $100 per visit, prepaid, as a specialist. You can contact me at beabetterdoc@yahoo.com. That's beabetterdoc@yahoo.com. I'm Dr. Mark Miller. Thank you for watching.